Ospreys, I'm Ashlyn Glocky, and today I'm going to be reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm Sonic, a little ball of super energy in an extremely handsome package. On my planet, people were always after my powers, so I came to yours. It gets a little lonely, but that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth. Ow! Uh-oh.
Why are you hiding out in my garage?
They're coming for me! If they steal my power, they could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't. Please, it's life or death.
Good morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him!
So before the movie, I did play Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid, so I was really excited when I heard about the idea of it. I knew, of course, I think what everybody knew about the whole animation situation where they released the trailer about, I want to say 3 months ago, and the world saw it and the world hated it. So they made the animators basically reanimate Sonic to make him look closer to the character from the video game, which I was personally very happy after the reanimation, so I was looking forward to seeing how the reanimation was going to work. And I also knew Jim Carrey was in this movie, and I was really excited because I just have grown up watching his movies, so I was excited to see what he was going to do.
Going into this movie, I really didn't know what to expect, but you know, I just feel like I had a really deep connection to Sonic. I remember back when I was in like elementary school, like I think I was like 10, 12 maybe that's too old, like 8 to 10 maybe. My mom would always, it was the best, she'd always bring me the foot-long hot dogs from Sonic for lunch, and I just feel like I went to Sonic all the time, and because of that, I just feel like I have a really special connection to Sonic. And I'm really excited to go into this movie and watch it and, you know, see how they portrayed Sonic.
I was probably most looking forward to the fact that it's a movie based off of a video game. I was excited, especially when Detective Pikachu came out, because it's Pokemon, and I'm obsessed, I still am obsessed with Pokemon, like playing the video games. And playing Sonic as a kid, I was really looking forward to seeing how they were going to adapt Sonic into modern day and how that was going to look on film.
I've never really gotten to like their slushies or anything, but they have really good cheese sticks. Their fries are really good. Their burgers, like, but, you know, what can you do about that? They also
Cameron,
have, like,
it's the video game, not the
video game?
not the food. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog, the blue little guy, really fast, speedster.
Isn't that like a Pokemon?
It's not really.
I thought it was a Pokemon.
No.
What was that? The one, Bakugan?
No. That's another. That's not. It's like his own realm.
Really? Sounds like a bad superhero if he's based after a restaurant.
All right, spoiler alert, before I get into the next bit of this movie, I'm going to be talking about it in detail, full the way, so if you haven't seen this movie yet, then please do not watch the next bit. Okay, let's get started. It starts off, we kind of see the origin of Sonic. Basically, he was born with these magical powers of speed and stuff, and we see him at the beginning of this film in the environment that we see in the video game with, you know, the grass, and I believe it's called Green Hill, and just the environment from the video game. He's there, but he does actually have to leave that world because of his powers. People are greedy and they want what Sonic has, so they try to kidnap him and they go after him, but his advisor, who is this very wise owl, gives him these rings, which we can connect to from the video game, and the rings help him travel to different realms. So he had to put a ring out and he travels to Earth. So 14 years pass, he's still on Earth, but he's very lonely because he can't talk to anyone because he doesn't want to risk having to go to another world and having people here chase him for his power. So while he's observing everything, he observes this one man who he calls the Donut Lord. His name is Tom, and he's a cop at the town. So he observes him, and then one day he goes out and he plays baseball with himself, with how fast he's going. He's basically playing baseball with himself because of all the different versions of him. So he plays it, and then he goes so fast that he causes a power outage throughout the entire world. And that's when everyone starts to notice, hey, there's something on Earth that isn't human. So this is when we get introduced to the villain, which is played by Jim Carrey. And he goes out of his way to try and find out where Sonic is, and he meets Tom. And Tom has no idea about what's going on. He's just the sheriff of the town where this whole thing happened. But then we do get a funny interaction with Tom and Sonic when they meet, and Tom actually shoots him with the dart because he was terrified. Because when you see a blue hedgehog in your barn, what else are you going to do than try and shoot it? Because you're confused. So that kind of starts, once Sonic wakes up, it kind of starts their friendship, and Sonic explains to him what's happening, and the two of them go on this adventure to try and basically save himself, because Sonic just has to keep running and running to stay safe. Also, he accidentally opened up a portal, and all of his rings went through that, and it went to San Francisco. So they have to go on this huge road trip to San Francisco to get his rings back so he can travel to another world so that he's safe. So it's about the adventure that they go on. They face some bad guys, but they ultimately win, and there's this awesome battle sequence towards the end of the film where it's Sonic against the villain played by Jim Carrey. And Sonic actually uses a ring, and he sends Jim Carrey to the mushroom world. So, okay, we get to the end of the film, and Jim Carrey took a bit of Sonic's power before he went into the other world. So it leaves a cliffhanger because we know Jim Carrey's going to escape that world, and he's going to be able to go back to Earth to get his revenge on Sonic. And then there's an end credit scene, and any video game person who's into Sonic is going to freak out about this because Tails pops up, and Tails is looking for Sonic, and that's how it ends. So there's going to be a sequel, and I'm very excited about it. My favorite scene, okay, so Jim Carrey is phenomenal in this movie, and there's one point where he's in his evil lair, which is this huge van with all of his technology, and he's dancing. And it's just the funniest thing ever how into character that he is. And he's just in there, he's dancing, a power outage happens. He doesn't save anything, he just turns the music back on and he keeps dancing. I just thought it was really funny, so I liked that scene. As much as I love Sonic because he's iconic and he's, you know, the main character of the movie, Jim Carrey did a phenomenal job in this movie. I mean, he's just an amazing actor in general, but he really took on the role of this character with doing so much research. He said he did actually 2 weeks to get into character for this role. So the villain in this movie was probably my favorite character. I'd give it a solid 4.3 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. I think it did live up to it being Sonic and it to be seeing such an iconic video game. I think it really lived up to that, especially with the reanimation of everything. But there were just a few like little plot holes and stuff, but nothing too out of the ordinary, so I'd probably give it a 4.3. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of Spoilercast. If there's another movie you'd like for us to review, please let us know in the comments below. I'm Ashley Lockey, and thank you for watching this one-woman review of Sonic the Hedgehog. Bye.